All right. We are back to live now, and we'll give folks a little bit to find us. What'd you do?
Was told to take off.
I got a phone call, and then I messed up.
It's all good.
I think I pushed in.
Oh, yeah, you turned off the live. That's what happened.
Struggling to find my clothes and put on a blue. I suddenly wished
I'm trying to find the Marvin Gaye song.
Into my anus. Never wrote.
You gotta wait for the people to come back, don't we?
I know, right? Yeah, my white was showing, huh?
Don't ever do that again on live.
Don't ever do that again. Lord.
How many people we had?
I don't know, like 6 or so. Now we have 3 again. So welcome back, everyone. Sorry about that. It was Daphne's fault. It's usually on my end, so it's about time. His resilience is so inspiring, though his condition is a lot worse than mine. I know that feeling of defeat and being on the brink of death, but having a will to live. So
How
good.
do you cope, Deanna?
Ren.
Where do you find inspiration besides
Ren?
Besides Ren.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm sure there's a lot. Love to hear it. So we have a lot of resilience in the times that we keep coming back.
And y'all got resilience to keep your children. I'd love to hear about them.
Yes. Well, there's a 9-year-old, right? Because they just had their birthday, a daughter, like last weekend.
Oh, happy birthday!
All correctly.
One of these. Oh, I got nothing.
Can you make a cake? Can you make a cake?
I can't make nothing. I got nothing.
Oh, there you go. All right. Well, there's a few people back now. Let's go ahead and get started. We're going to we're going to, start off with a little Marvin Gaye and then not being gay. Here we go.
To me afterwards, I felt used. And if you feel like I feel, baby. Nonetheless, I was officially diagnosed with a parasitic amoeba and given a course of heavy-duty antibiotics to take. I believe it was paramomycin and secnidazole. After the course was finished, I pooped into a tube again, and they confirmed I got rid of the parasites. The constant internal techno raves and gurgling which usually plagued my stomach ceased, but I felt just as crap. And on top of all of that, I started becoming allergic to everything. I mean fucking everything. The antibiotics had triggered some sort of massive food intolerance reaction. Whenever I'd eat certain foods, I'd get hit with a sudden hangover-like feeling, and my face would swell up. I'd later learned this was something called MCAS, and it was triggered by the antibiotics. This was the first time I felt the crushing defeat of pinning a lot of money, hopes, and time into a treatment only for it to make me worse. I'd felt it to a small degree with every failed herbal protocol, every antidepressant that gave me side effects, but this was on a much larger scale. I almost felt guilty and full of shame for not getting better. I told my friends and family that this was going to be the thing that cured me. Not only did it fail, but I was now unable to tolerate basic carbohydrates, fruits, sugar, high histamine food, dairy, grains, without feeling terrible. I felt pretty crushed about that. Despite this, some tenacious part of me had a perseverance that didn't want to stop looking for answers. I was obsessed with trawling the internet. I strongly believe if I didn't have that tenacity to keep looking after every defeat, I'll probably be dead today. After about a year of living with my mum in North Wales, I got the itch, and I decided that I'd make a bold move to Brighton. Most days I didn't really have the energy to do much other than short walks, but I had a friend over there who lived with ME for years. It felt like a safe space, a place of understanding. Being a 23-year-old living with his mother didn't feel very cool either. He had a free room going, and he was a legend. I desperately craved my own independence. After going through the heartbreak of losing love and losing the exciting career opportunity, I needed to feel like I wasn't just sitting in the tomb in Wales waiting for death, even if it was a struggle. I made the move. It was a really nurturing space, and it was full of the lunatics of Brighton who would come and go. I was still living in a thick haze, but I was meeting people who weren't judging me for it. With this safety, I was slowly finding my personality again. Despite the comfortable environment, it seemed my symptoms were only getting worse. I started having pretty constant panic attacks. The first one felt like a heart attack. I'd never experienced a panic attack before, so I wasn't familiar with the symptoms. My whole face went numb, and my heart felt like it was about to beat out of my ribcage. I panicked and I phoned an ambulance. They put me in the back, they took all my vitals, and they told me I wasn't dying. I felt disappointed. These attacks would happen pretty habitually every week or so. My symptoms of derealization seemed ever increasing. Derealization is hard to describe to someone who's never experienced it. The closest thing I can come to is feeling like you're on bad drugs. You feel disconnected from yourself, like your soul has been vacuumed out of your body, and nothing around you quite feels real. Everything has an unusual undertone and nothing feels safe. I remember one night in the first year that I lived with Ben, there was this lightning storm of torrential rain. I went outside and I stood in a t-shirt hoping I'd be hit by a bolt of lightning and it would somehow shock me out of it. Unfortunately, I wasn't on Zeus's hit list that day. This urge to be shocked back into reality didn't really leave me. I remember one day I was walking back from the shops. I found an old analog television in an alleyway that was being thrown out. I can't quite remember the thought process that led me there. I just remember feeling angry, and I decided to smash the fucking pieces out of the TV in the alley. I picked it above my head and I hurled it towards the ground. The screen cracked, but it didn't shatter like I hoped it would. I did it again and again and again until there were large shards of glass lining the street. I saw one about the size of a kitchen knife and I picked it up. It's hard to rationally explain self-harm that's not a cry for help, because this wasn't a cry for help. I'd cried for help multiple times and no one listened. The pain I felt inside my body could never be done justice with words. There's a certain horror, a certain frustration of living in a body that would never give me a moment of peace. I felt constantly alienated. I had no doctors to tell me what was going on. They made me feel like a hypochondriac. There are no combination of words in the English language that can express that pain, that can express that frustration. There's no song I could write that would make you understand. In that moment, the closest and truest way I had of communicating my pain was driving a shard of glass into my chest and dragging it across until the blood was dripping down my body. It didn't hurt very much compared to what was already going on inside of me, and it didn't really help me feel better either, but it was truth, and there was beauty in that. Adrenaline gives you a brief moment of respite, but it wasn't long until I was exactly where I started, just decorated in a little bit more blood than usual. I made sure nobody saw. I didn't want to cause any alarm. I didn't want anyone to be worried. So I cleaned it up when I got home, and then I resumed the life of the undead. In the next episode, I'll tell you the story of when I was stabbed by an ancient sword and when I met one of the most talented people that I know.
Let's go into the comments with Deanne. Deanne, I am so sorry you had a panic attack. You poor thing. I hope you're okay.
Yeah, they're pretty terrifying for folks.
So did he actually take the shard and dig deep, or
It sounded like that's what he did.
or what he wanted to do?
I could have heard it differently, but I think he might have done it to some degree. I could go back and check real quick.
Really helped me feel better either, but it was truth, and a hypochondriac. There were no combination of words in the English language that of communicating my pain was driving a shard of glass into my chest and dragging it across until the blood was dripping down my body. It didn't hurt very much compared to what was already going on inside of me.
Yeah, so he did it.
Yeah, I also wanted to touch base on the self-harm. You know, when I was a house manager for a women's recovery center for 3 years, I had women in the house that went through that same type of pain. And me dealing with alcoholism, there was no way I could understand that.
Yeah.
So my heart went out for them because there was not, I was helpless. I couldn't do anything for them. I really think that if there is somebody that is out there experiencing that, try to seek help for that.
Yeah, I've had friends who were like cutters and stuff and did a lot of self-harm to like some very varying degrees. I had an experience where I really felt like there was a time in my life when I was like letting men not be so kind to me physically. And I felt like that was like a way of me harming myself without me doing it myself. But I felt like there was some sort of like effect that I was getting by allowing that to happen. Which I remember at some point in time just thinking like, wow, this is scary. You know, like there was like a moment of clarity of like, girl, you are setting yourself to be really hurt. Like, what is going on with you? There's something wrong. And I remember going to get into therapy at that time because I was really freaked out about it. And I was actually even scared to tell anyone because I was scared that they were going to think, you know, like I wanted to die or something like that. And that wasn't really the case.
That wasn't the case?
No, there wasn't. No, it's more about, like, for me, it was more about being able to feel alive and to feel present. I think a lot of the times I'm always so disassociated and so much in my mind. And I think it was a way that I could just be snapped into reality long enough to get out of all of that, to where I could kind of escape it for a little bit, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And that, I think, for me is what it mostly was about, was me actually finding a way actually to be present and to feel seen and heard and felt in like all the ways. And so it was pretty wild realization when I came up to that. I was living in Chicago at the time when it started to get really wild, because I would just,
Would you say dark versus wild?
Yeah, it just scared me because, you know, like, you know, being a queer person, we often sometimes end up going over to strangers' houses for things. And I agreed to let some things happen to me from strangers that I didn't know. And I got lucky that it didn't go too far. You know what I mean? And I think there was just a couple times when I was like, girl, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what is this all about? Because I kept kind of suppressing it. And then it would be like I'd have a moment or a bad day or a rough time, and it would just like I'd almost like seek it. And so that's when I got therapy, and I really had to like kind of figure out like, what the hell is this all about? Because it really scared me, because I didn't want to die. But I don't know, it just scared me when I realized it was a form of
feel something. Is that what Deanna just stated? You just wanted to feel that you existed, I guess.
Yep. Yeah, to just feel something. It's really hard to explain, but it's a physical feeling, because oftentimes when you get in your head or you get disassociated, you're so far removed from your body that you just don't, you're like, for me, I wasn't aware of my body entirely until these sorts of situations would happen. And then I could actually like be more in my body. And I think it was a trauma response to, you know, sexual violence and other things. But I never got too much into the therapy of it all. I started it, but then I kind of just got better at dealing with it.
Yeah, and Ren stated that he wanted to stand in the middle of the rain and get struck by lightning. I mean, that baby is, at 23, he is really like saying, I need help.
Yeah, yeah.
And there was nothing, or at the time, it seems like nobody could seem to help him.
Yep.
It's
very
sad.
much so.
Very sad.
And Deanna says, yes, to feel something other than the internal pain. Yeah. Just to take you out of what is or isn't happening, you know, like it's an interesting thing, but you know, it's something many of us humans find ourselves in, you know, at some point in time. And I think a lot of the times, you know, I think when it seems to like physical violence, that seems like severe, but I think there's a lot of choices and there are a lot of things that we make in our lives to try to search for that effect that isn't always like a physical violent thing, but it might be our substance use, or it might be like all these other things that people can do that can be harmful to themselves.
Yeah, for me, it was working as a masseuse. That was another outlet for me to just kind of feel acceptance. You know, I did it for a couple of years and just wasn't who I was, you know, but it was the only way that I could feel some type of connection to someone, of seeing me for who I wanted to be seen as. Unfortunately, it was through sex, but
yeah,
You know, there was no sincerity to it. And I had, you know, like you said, I figured it was just not healthy for me to do that. So in that respect, I can relate. And alcohol and drugs.
I can't believe I just shared that. Like, anywho.
You, Bonnie.
I know. All right.
Out in the universe. Let it go and let God.
Let go. All right. So now it's time for the song portion. That was another chapter of like not much hope.
Yeah.
But it didn't feel as heavy for some reason. Last week felt like a beat down. This week just felt like
it still felt like a beat down to me, Bonnie.
Maybe I'm just
this
in a different,
a little bit even more darker.
Yeah. Maybe I'm just in a different headspace than I was. So William Key said, shared for all the right reasons, though. Thank you.
Hi,
William. Thanks for saying that, William. I want to be saved, but I learned I had to save myself. Yep, that is true. I keep seeing these things online talking about like healing and stuff, and healers don't heal. Like, because we're healed, people can be around us and kind of match our vibrations. But ultimately, it's like you are the one who has to do the thing. Like, you are the one who has to heal yourself, and you are the one who has to build yourself up. There's really nothing that any of us can't like reach in and be like healed or here's some strength. That's not how I see things happening. But
you know, when I started in AA, before we started the music, I always used to see there was a hole in my heart, like something was missing. Mm-hmm. And you know what it was? It was the love for myself. I don't think that that's the same thing that REN is going through to some degree. But I know that for me, I didn't love myself. I couldn't find that love for myself.
Yeah.
Those were battle scars.
Yeah, William Keith says, lots of us have scars that no one else can see. Yep.
Yeah, thank you, William.
Yes, thank you, William. All right.
On a lighter note, Bonnie.
let's play that music, huh? Here we go.
Who we playing first? Oh, this is his song.
I got tears on my sleeves, hold on, and holes in these jeans, hold on. I haven't slept in weeks, hold on. I haven't found no peace.
This is a song that's already, this is like a remake, right?
I've never heard this
Hold
song.
On. And it sounds familiar. It sounds like almost like churchy, like a hymn. Here we go. Let's start over. Sorry. It just sounded familiar.
I got tears on my sleeves, hold on, and holes in these jeans, hold on. I haven't slept in weeks, hold on. I haven't found no peace, hold on. I get my teeth tied, hold on, and these tears run dry, hold on. Two bloodshot eyes, hold on, two bloodshot eyes. I don't belong here, in a place where life has left me. I'm 25 going on 150. My body feels old and I'm trying to lift the weight from my soul, but it's moving against me. I've emptied out my teardrops, I lift my middle finger up. I'm screaming fuck you to all the demons here to keep me stuck. The pain is sharp like paper cuts, I hate too much, but yes
I'm like, that's definitely REN, like REN's words. But I think the chorus is like from another, it's like a sample from another song, but sorry. Here we go.
Bust the must blow up, I must have all this courage up. Boom, sparks fill the room, I'm feeling the rhythm I move. My soul is more worn than the soles in my shoes. Nike trainer blues, a man with none to lose. I think I lost my sanity, calamity in shoes. Poor choice maker, I rip out the pages of fate, then I roll them up like bizzle of paper. Taker, lung full of destiny, a man with no part is a very strange entity. Tears on my sleeves, hold on, and holes in these jeans, hold on. I haven't slept in weeks, hold on. I haven't found no peace, hold on. I get my teeth tied, hold on,
and these tears run dry. Hold on, two bloodshot eyes. Hold on, two bloodshot eyes. Do you ever question your fate? The questions I make, is this all predetermined, the script or a play? Am I the protagonist in this tragedy, or will I be the author of stories unmade? If so, I'll dip in my quill to my ink pot, keep on writing, never stop until my beating heart it flops. I'll write a whole different story. Scene one, a boy full of hope, a boy full of glory. Who stutters, I'm up to the top. Would rather be tougher and live it smoothly like butter, but not so bitter from cut up. And so I sit up and shut up. It's like I lit up and struck up the courage never to fuck up. And now I'm feeling the ruckus, feeling the static, and now I'm feeling the flames, and now I'm feeling the strength inside the ring with my pain. My boxing gloves and my hope that I trust to bust an uppercut, cut my demons up. Beam like a tsunami, smooth like a punani, bend the birds like origami. Salvador, I be the Dali, only love like Bob Marley. Golden ticket, call me Charlie, riding Harley's Bengali. Tiger Star, call me Arnie. I'll be back. Now cut the slack, track your facts, relax, shit in the beast, and then seek it in the peace. And I'll reach the canopies, and yes, we climbing, building a brave new world inside a whole new designing. With all this fire, we burn like the sun. A new dawn is rising, a new dawn it comes. Yeah, diggity diggity down with all this corporation. They burn up the land for the greed that they run. Run deep with their roots, but their roots can be lifted. I'll be a renegade, yes, I'll make a fist kin. Try to seek truth in the kingdom of lies. A boy so lost with two bloodshot eyes. Tears on my sleeves, hold on, and holes in these jeans, hold on. I haven't slept in weeks, hold on. I haven't found no peace, hold on. I get mighty tired, hold on, and these tears run dry, hold on. Two bloodshot eyes, hold on, two bloodshot eyes. Ha, ha, ha. Hold on. Hold on. Ha, ha, ha. Hold on. Hold on. Two bloodshot eyes. Hold on. Hold on. Two bloodshot eyes.
I think Deanna says that this is any Kamosi, Here Comes a Hot Stepper. Is that the song? Is that where that is from, Deanna? Is
I think
that
that's...
where... Go ahead.
Oh, maybe. I'm not sure. I thought that was maybe a line. Because when he first started going into the... It says, yep. So, yep, what is it then?
She said reggae makes her happy.
But
me too. Me too.
So
Some of it, not all of it, but some of it.
Mm.
My sister's the reggae queen.
It's the beat. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. No, I know. I thought it was interesting. I went into that sort of like like with the word stutter, and then I swear at some point he said he busted a nut, and then he was like something about like he just has such
Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'll be back.
Exactly. Yeah. Like he's just got such a sense of humor, and he covered so many bases in just a little time. Then he's like, we even got into talking about greed and like a lot of the stuff that he ends up talking about. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Corporation.
Exactly. But I really loved, I loved the beat, and I loved that verse. I swear I've heard it before. Maybe I've just heard him sing it on something before, but I feel like I've heard that hold on, like that part, like somewhere before. Tiana says, yeah, gotta listen to it and you'll be like, oh yeah, that song. Okay, cool. So it must be okay, cool.
I love the artwork on this.
Yeah, it does. And I think I love it. I feel like it picked us up. I feel like we're on the verge of getting on the other side of some of this stuff too. I just felt like his sense of humor, even though he still had it in talking about his experience with the doctor, fighting the TV, and yeah.
Then I did it again, and then I did it again.
Right. Yeah.
And
No,
he's like, no, stop,
no, don't. Well, speaking of corporate, right? He said something about corporate. This is your
corporate cannibal.
Your turn. So
right.
we're gonna
My
tell us-
girl Grace. Love her very much. Been a fan of Grace for a while.
tell us a little bit about her. I know that Deanna was saying that she'd never heard of her.
We were speaking about Chinchilla and the comparisons of some of her style in her
See you,
fashion.
William. Enjoy your. It's glad you checked in with us, and
Thank you, William.
be careful with the trees. Take care.
Is William an Aussie?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
William's our Aussie guy.
Yeah, out in the outback. Yes.
Dated a guy. I talked to a guy from Aussie. I was hoping it would go somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, come back now, girl.
I'm all about the Aussie William.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you ready? Good eye, Mike. Exactly.
Yes. So tell us about Grace. What are you going to tell us about this?
Oh, Corporate Cannabal is about.
Are you going to spoil it?
That's fine.
Are you going to spoil it, or are you going to tell us about Grace?
Oh, you know what?
I think you said that to me once.
Grace Jones is an artist born in Jamaica. She started off her career in modeling. She was born there. She was raised by grandmother and grandfather who used to beat the hell out of her. She was a very resilient child, but she moved back to the States with her parents and went to New York and got into modeling. And through that, she slept around a lot, met some people, got some great modeling things. Then she also got into, went over to Europe and made a name for herself there. And then she also is known for a lot of movies that she's done with Arnold Schwarzenegger. She had this really hot boyfriend, also Dolph Lundgren. They didn't work out, and she's still alive and kicking and still doing shows. But it's her style, her androgyny, that really sets the LGBTQIA world on fire.
Yeah.
She's legendary.
Yes, well, and she's been in film too, because the time that I think I really was introduced to Grace Jones, or a very powerful moment that I was connected with her, was in the movie Vamp.
Yes, that's part of her style.
Yeah.
Also, popular artist Keith Haring did a really good, some great artwork on her as well. She's just so many. She's an artist with a lot of different talents. Is that Yeah, she's very eccentric. She's very androgynous. She's very queer in all the senses. I know she used to always show up in San Francisco at just parties and stuff, which was a cool thing. I think she just did a concert there not that long ago. Ooh, and fun fact, she's permanently banned from Disney World for life.
Oh, really?
Yes. She did a show for Disney and went, woo!
That sounds about
She only got a little baby once.
Yeah, she's definitely out there, honey. I'm she's definitely out there in all the wild ways.
Yes. So this is one of my favorite songs.
All right. Well, let's get going.
Pleased to meet you. Pleased to have you on my plate. Your meat is sweet to me. Your destiny, your fate. You're my life support. Your life is my sport. I'm a man eating machine. I'm a man eating machine.
That's why I like it.
You won't hear me laughing as I terminate your day. You can't trace my footsteps as I walk the other way. I can't get enough prey. Eating pray for me. I can't get enough prey. A man eating machine.
Dang, it's intense.
She's fierce.
Yes, it's like at first I'm like, she was in the room with us, and then I started laughing, and she's like, "I don't laugh." I'm like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, Deanna says giving evil dark queen vibes. You like it? Sweet.
Yeah, I know. I thought Disney liked villains. Why did they kick her out?
She is the villain. The only thing about her when I think of Ren and Chinchilla is that she's very eclectic with her music. She does reggae, she does French music, she does rock, she does a lot of disco, you name it. She's got it. She's all encompassed.
Yeah. Well, and she's talking, I mean, and kind of that connection with Ren too, is Ren talks a lot about the industry and remember like the slaughtering of the pig and like, and we haven't done like a reaction to it yet, but he has like a whole series of 3 videos that are all based on money. I think they're like, I think it's called Money Game. And maybe we should think about doing that one next because it does kind of like, because I feel like there's that like thread of, you know, kind of challenging the system and like being a part of it, but also like criticizing it in a lot of ways, you know? Yeah, Deanna says, yes, it's Money Game. So sorry, we'll get back to it. Sorry about that. I needed a break. Okay, here we go.
We can play the money game, greed game, power game, stay insane, lost in this cell, in this hell, slave to the rhythm of the corporate prison.
She almost sounded a little bit like Eartha Kitt there for a second. Do you know, like, when is this a new song or is this like, when did it come out? Is this like back in the 80s or?
I think this was the late 70s, early 80s.
Okay.
I have to do research on it. I'm not really sure though, but I think it's like the late 80s or early 80s.
I'm a corporate cannibal, a corporate cannibalized criminal, digital criminal, corporate cannibal, eat you like an animal. I'll consume my consumers with no sense of humor. I'll give you uniform chloroform, sanitize, homogenize, vaporize you. I'm the spark. Make the world explode. I'll make the world explode. Corporate cannibals, digital criminal. Corporate cannibals, digital criminal.
Wow. So,
I live.
yeah, Deanna said it was released in 2008, which I was looking it up as well.
Oh, she just gives me chills.
Yes, it was from her 10th studio album, Hurricane.
Oh, thank you, Deanna.
Yeah. Wow, yeah, that was intense. It felt like long too. Like it just felt like it was, you know what I mean? Like it was
She
good
was
though. What
serious.
is it that you like about it? Is a lot of her music like this, or like why'd you pick this particular one?
This one, I picked this one because I love the song, but I've never seen the video.
Okay.
So it was a new reaction for me as well as to hear one of my favorite songs. Are
Yeah.
you a Google queen like me, Deanna?
Right. I do love the video. It's very like it's simple in a lot of ways, but it's also like, it's very interesting.
Yeah, I gave you a couple of different songs from but I think they date themselves.
Mhm.
It was, I think, I forget what I gave you,
Trying
but
to
yeah,
remember the other two you suggested, but you selected this one for the final.
yeah, I
So,
selected this because I never seen this video.
yeah, you had
My song is La Vie en Rose. It's in French.
yes, you had suggested Slave to the Rhythm and Love is the Drug
Yeah,
as well.
and that's way fast paced.
And you were like, just pick one, girl. I'm like, this is yours, girl. You tell me.
She always making me do all the work.
Oh, yeah, always. You know me. And I feel like this one's probably going to be a little out of left field, maybe.
This your people? These your people?
Well, I was like trying to think of like a queer artist because we were talking about like a queer artist and somebody that I listen to that people might not know about. I also happen to know Joe, who is Zee Machine, and I really just think that they are like a really great person, and they're they have a voice. Their instrument is just awesome. So, and they're super queer, huh?
They super queer, more queer than you and
They're
me.
super queer. I think so. They're like, they're like they kind of grew up in Utah. They're like ex-Mormon. So like there's just like a lot of these like tones that I really relate.
Extricated queer. Is that what it is? Extricated when they
Oh.
shut you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know all those details. I just know like when we met, we just had a lot of things in common as far as our background and just really connected in a way that was really cool. And we've been in shows together before. So
What piece of fruit is that?
so this song is called Honeydew. And
Ah,
so it's a newer song that I was like looking at his songs to figure out which one to pick. And I thought this one was one. This is like he's done a lot of remakes. Like he did like one of his bigger ones is Madonna's Vogue, and he's done a lot of like Annie Lennox and things like that. So he has a very interesting sort of, queer vibe, I guess. But I wanted to pick something that was original to him. And I thought that this is not one I've heard a lot. I do like his song Dangerous and Habits a lot, but this one, I thought the video was a little bit more interesting. So I kind of decided I would land on this one.
okay. Well, roll that tape, Bonnie.
All right. Here we go.
Please don't say hello to me. Don't ask me how I've been when I'm crying out in public, terrified of making friends, drowned in shallow conversations. Don't remember where you're from. Work too hard with no vacations to pretend I'm having fun. 'Cause wow, it feels like my heart has been taken over for the first time. Not thinking about running away. I could swear there's an angel up on my shoulder, and I'm getting kinda used to it. You could hate me like I'm honeydew, and I wouldn't give a damn about it. You could say I'm breaking up with you, and I wouldn't be mad at all.
What's that?
He is great. He is easy on the eyes, and like Deanna says, his voice is nice.
Yeah, it's his
Hi,
sound.
the secret, Bonnie. Look at you. See how you treat
His sound is so great in person. Like it's even better. But this is I accidentally clicked the button, so I think it went back a little further than. Here we go, though. Oh, this is a good place to start, right?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. With the reveal. Here we go.
Could swear there's an angel up on my shoulder, and I'm getting kinda used to it. You could hate me like I'm honeydew, and I wouldn't give a damn about it. You could say I'm breaking up with you, and I wouldn't be mad at all. Didn't think I'd have to say exactly what I meant, but I didn't wanna be here, and you couldn't take the hint. Been too careful with your feelings, baby. You ain't made of glass. If it's making me unhappy, you can go and kiss my. Wow, it feels like my body's been taken over.
I'm sorry. This is my boyfriend is a musician, so I got to pretend I just like other guys. Voice is not love. LMAO.
Right, girl.
That's right. And and this song is kind of like You Can Not Like Me Like Honeydew, right? It's kind of a funny, funny.
His video was super cute.
Isn't it fun? I think that I predict that he's gonna be big, like in a few years. A lot kind of like Chappell Roan took a little while to get where she's at now, and even Lizzo, because I think he's one of those queer artists that is starting to get a little bit of a boost on TikTok right now. He's got like a few 100,000 followers, but I think he's got just a cool art and
Yeah,
a sound and a style.
He sounds like a Justin Bieber kind of vibe, but I like it because it's him. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna put him in the same category as that honey pot. You know what I
do
mean?
like some honeydew, but I prefer cantaloupe.
I like watermelon.
Of course, I love watermelon too. I just had watermelon the other day.
You did, girl.
Put a little
It's
tahini
too
on it.
expensive. You know,
I like
watermelon get too expensive for black people. There's a problem.
I like it raw or like with tahini on it.
Oh,
Do you ever
like spicy tahini sauce?
the tahini sauce? Yeah, and then on cantaloupe, it's kind of weird, but if like the cantaloupe isn't the great tasting, you could use pepper. Black pepper is actually kind of good on cantaloupe. I know it's weird. Honeydew is sweeter. It is sweeter. I tend to only have honeydew when it's like part of a mix of other melons.
Honeydew girls are a different kind of girl, Deanna.
Well, I think that's why he's like, you cannot like me like a honeydew.
Honeydew girls are in the league.
We're not yucking anybody's yum. All right, here we go.
Deanna said, hell yeah.
Yep.
Feels like my body's been taken over for the first time. Not thinking about running away. I don't care if my attitude's getting colder, so you better get used to it. You could hate me like I'm honeydew, and I wouldn't give a damn about it. You could say I'm breaking up with you, and I wouldn't be mad at all.
Right?
vocally, and videography, all tens. I love it.
Yeah. No, I really like his vibe. And this stuff is like, I think this is like a good fun mix. But one of the reasons I also thought of Zee is that he has a lot more stuff that's a little bit more existential. He's got stuff that's very kind of like sex, like super sex positive kind of stuff. And like, it's just really, really good. What's that?
Well, Deanna said she put this on her playlist.
Right.
And then she said, thank you for this new music. And Miss Janine said, I'm glad you came right back. I love hanging with you too.
Oh, we love hanging with you too. I know. It's like we are, most people can't believe my main music is deathcore metal, LOL.
Is it, Deanna?
Mine is country.
Mine is disco.
Well, it used to be.
What's yours, Janine? What's your type of music?
It was country.
What's your main frame of music? What's your go-to music? I'm curious.
Yes. Well,
this was a lot of fun tonight. Would you think, Bonnie?
Yeah, I think so. We should try some more. Oh, Deanna says I don't like I don't either. I am like a country.
Is it because Beyonce is going into the country realm? Yeah.
No, I mean I can handle her. I like her country, but I really just I think because I grew up in like the 90s, late 80s, 90s, early 2000s, and listened to country music. Like that's just the country music that I like.
Grew up with.
Back when Taylor Swift was country, huh? Falling in Reverse is your favorite band. Is that a country band? Or is that the rock? I don't know. The metal rock, core rock, probably. Deathcore metal.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, guess what?
The metal.
Now it's time to say goodbye to all our company.
We need to Grace Jones that... like nanny boo boo. Ridiculous. But he raps too and can sing. Oh, cool. Yeah, well, we'll have to do so we'll do chapter 5 next week because that's the next chapter that we're on, and maybe we could do another Grace Jones and another Zee Machine.
No, let's not do a Grace. Let's do a metal. If we can find one of these falling in reverse songs for Deanna.
If Deanna can let us know which song, we'll do it.
We'll do your song. You gotta have a video with it, Deanna. If we're gonna do one of your metal songs, I might go like this, but it's
right. No, we'll give it a shot, and then I do want to do another Zee Machine one though, just because I think.
What's a Zee Machine?
Just that's who we just listened to that you liked.
Oh, your new friend. Oh, I don't mind doing that.
Right, we'll do another one of his next week then too.
Okay. All right.
And then I'm hoping that Deanna will tell us soon. If we don't get it before we go, put it in the comments so we can figure something out, Deanna. All right, do you want to start with our goodbye?
Yes. Thank you all for joining us tonight. Tonight was actually a lot of fun. We shared some of our favorites. Thank you for sharing some of yours. REN will be doing next week, right, Bonnie? Yep. Another REN Chapter 5.
Yep.
So thank you for joining us. We love you until you can love yourselves. And we'll see you next week on our new time, which is 8 my time, Central Standard Time, 7 p.m.
my time.
What is your time zone?
7, it's Mountain.
Mountain time, and then whatever time you're in. So hopefully we'll see you all then. Thank you for joining us. Peace, love, and hair grease.
And soul. I liked when you said soul. Doing the hearts. There we go.